Hey guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to the overnight feed recaps for night number 38 of Big Brother season 25, broadcasting a long way away from the Big Brother house. A good Saturday morning to y'all. We got college football, we got all kinds of interesting feeds that are going to take place. It's going to be good. We got a veto competition. It's going to be incredible today. So, going to be a good weekend. It's been a nice 24 hours of feeds as well. So let's talk about that. First of all, what do we know? Well, we know that Cameron won the HOH Thursday night. He made his nominations yesterday. Now, prior to the nomination ceremony itself, he'd made it clear that he'd be nominating Blue and Jag with America as a potential replacement. Following conversations with everyone in the house, pretty much, Blue was worried, a little fake crying, but also a little bit worried that she was going on the block. Jag was holding on to a small sliver of hope that maybe he wouldn't be going on the block after Cameron told him that he was considering maybe not doing so, as long as Jag swore up and down that he wouldn't say a word about it, swore up and down that he would give Cameron safety the following week, but certainly no certainty at all. And everyone that Cameron talked to, it was Jag and Blue, maybe America as well, depending on how things worked. So that's the situation we had going into the nomination ceremony. We got the feeds back around 4:15 or so, Big Brother time yesterday, and we learned that Cameron selected, of course, he selected Izzy and Felicia. Yeah, no, Jag and Blue. No, I don't think that was ever his plan whatsoever. It was Izzy and Felicia who are now on the block. Yeah, you talk a little bit about a house blowing up, a little bit of a meltdown. We certainly did see that. We were surprised. Brilliant on Cameron's part. Props to him. He pulled a fast one on all the house guests and on us as viewers as well. At one point, he told, I can't remember if it was America or someone else, but he told someone, said, I haven't even told the diary room what I'm going to do. A lot of house guests, he said, you don't need to know. I'm not going to say anything. Just the first part, and that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, he didn't even say the diary room. There were no leaks. There was no. There was nothing. It was fantastic on his part the way it was done, and the chaos has started. It should continue on to today with the veto competition taking place. It's going to be brilliant. Props to Cameron for really shaking this house up a little bit with what he did. So we did have the live feeds come on around 4:15 or so. I said sometime soon after the nomination ceremony, maybe not right after, but pretty close afterwards. The nomination ceremony itself. Now, obviously, we haven't seen it yet. It wasn't on the feeds. I'm looking forward to seeing it on the episode, however, because a couple things. One, it apparently involved the old school key wheel. So instead of just turning two keys and their pictures flash up on the screen, this time it involved turning a key at a time, telling someone they were safe, then going to the next person. A little bit more drama built into that. And apparently Cameron milked it for all it was worth. He left America towards the very end, so no one really knew what was happening. I heard some people say, yeah, once Jag pulled his key and knew that he was safe, then everyone started panicking, wondering just what was going on. So, yeah, it's going to be fantastic to watch. The other thing is it wasn't just a key wheel. This is humiliation or Humiliverse this week. So apparently, as every person pulled their key, they were assigned a pie. They had to then slam their face into a pie as part of the humiliation and all that. I put a few pies in my face during my season of Big Brother 21 during our prank week. So, yeah, those pies, the whipped cream gets so sour after a while, smells so horrible. But at least they got to do all at once, and now they're done with it. But yeah, it sounds like it was an amazing nomination ceremony. I heard some people, Izzy, who certainly isn't going to give Cameron a lot of compliments, said, oh, it was an amazing speech that she gave. And she was kind of kissing up to him. But still, apparently he had a pretty good speech as well. So hey, I'm looking forward to seeing the episode. But again, we've got Izzy and Felicia on the block at this point in time. So let's talk about the live feeds, what actually did happen late afternoon into the evening and into last night as well. First of all, we've got Felicia, who was one of the first ones to go up to Cameron and talk to Cameron about what went on. She's asking, why me and Izzy being picked over, say, Cirie, Cameron? Why the two of us did you put up? Well, Cameron had a pretty good response just a little bit later, and he said, look, I could only put up two people. I feel like the implication was if I'd had room for Cerise, she would have gone up as well there, Felicia. But yeah, I only picked two people, and you're one of those two, Felicia. Congratulations. He is saying, or Felicia is very quick to be throwing people under the bus. She's saying, look, Cerise and Izzy approached me just an hour before the eviction ceremony, told me that Red had said my name, that he was going to go after me, and that as a result, I flipped. They were wanting to flip. I'm hearing this. So what am I going to do? That's why I did it, Cameron. Cameron's not believing her. He even says something along the lines, I was there for that hour. I know what happened ahead of time. He basically calls her out a little bit on it. But yeah, Felicia's certainly happy to throw other people on the bus. She immediately follows that up by saying, I don't want to throw out names of other people. And Cameron says, well, you just threw out the names of two people. So he's kind of calling her out on that a little bit as well. Depending on what happens with Vito today, Vito's ceremony on Monday, if Felicia is still on the block after that, or even depending on what happens today, I think Felicia is going to be perfectly fine throwing out all kinds of names in order to protect herself going forward. But we may find out. We shall see. Cameron is upset. He's telling Felicia, saying, look, you made me the butt of the joke. You kind of made me look like a tool in front of the viewing audience, everyone else, by not telling me that Red was going, by keeping it a secret. He's saying, you could have told me. I was just one vote. It wouldn't have made a difference. But no, you wanted to make me the butt of the joke. I think that Cameron is seeing this as taking a little bit personal, the way he was treated with that eviction ceremony. I think it wasn't enough just to put Izzy and Felicia on the block. He wanted to give a little payback to them in terms of surprise, catch them off guard. I think this whole thing about keeping it a secret, good strategy. Yeah, I think there's something to be said for that. I think it was more than that. I think that was his way of wanting to make sure that they felt like they were perfectly safe and comfortable, and a complete shock, a complete blindside to them. So there's all kinds of payback and personal vendettas involved in this decision, along with a little strategy as well. And so he's telling Felicia, said, yeah, y'all treated me horrible Thursday. So you don't have a lot to complain about here. So he says that. And again, he says, it wouldn't have made a difference. You could have told me. You could have been nice about it. All right, so we have that conversation. We've got Jared and Cameron talking up in the HOH room. Jared acting all happy and excited about the nomination, saying how cool it was to watch, how great it was to watch people's reactions. He's just playing up Cameron as much as he can, trying to stay tight with him as he talks about him. Now, he does mention at one point, says, that's all great, but it means that Jag is still here. And Cameron says, yeah, but all I did was buy Jag an extra week, an implication that we still may go after him. Now, based on the conversation he had with Jag before the nomination, we'll see. I have a feeling, I'd mentioned before that Cameron needed to not just blow the place up. He needed to have an exit strategy as well. And not exit. That's not what you use in Big Brother. Have a going forward strategy also. And I feel like maybe he's looking at possible working relationships with Jag, amongst others, going forward, knowing the other side of the house is not going to be real happy with Cameron. They've never been real happy with Cameron. So, but Jared's saying, yeah, we got to worry about Jag. Cameron's saying, it's just one more week. It may be more than that. We'll find out how things work going forward. Cameron's telling Jared that he just caught Felicia in another lie, that he just got through talking to her. He's already caught her in another lie. I think it was about the timing of when she found out everything. Cameron's telling Jared as well that his side, that Jared as well, that they have more people than they think. Yeah, I don't know. Jared, Matt, which way are they going to go? That's left to be decided at this point in time. Now, here's the other thing. How much does Cameron really trust Jared, and how much is he playing him right now? Cameron's got to recognize that Jared is tight with Izzy and Cirie and Felicia, right? And if that's the side he's upset, if that's who he's going after, even though you got a little bit of a bromance between these two, does he really think that Jared's on his side, or is he just kind of pumping him up a little bit and has his own surprises for Jared down the road? I don't know yet. We're going to see as we go through the rest of this week. That's one of the unknown questions for me right now. All right, we've got Corey and Izzy and America talking. Izzy is thinking that Cameron just wanted fireworks, that he did all this just to make this big thing that look great on TV and all that. Yeah, that's part of it, but I think he wanted payback, as I just mentioned as well. Izzy is thinking that Cameron thinks that Cirie is in power, and that it's a possibility that Cirie is his actual target, as opposed to Izzy or Felicia, and that may be who he's really going after. And that could be the case, but I think Cameron may be perfectly happy if that doesn't quite work out and Izzy goes out the door anyway. We certainly have seen the two of them bump heads throughout the entire season so far. But yeah, she's thinking that Cirie could be the potential actual target through a back door, and that comes into play in a little bit. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. All right, we've got now Izzy's turn to talk to Cameron. Cameron has a strategy. He's going to tell Izzy that Felicia is his real target. He's going to tell Felicia, and in fact, he told Felicia that Izzy was his real target. So Izzy comes in, talks to Cameron, and that's exactly what he told her. He said, look, you're not the target. Felicia has upset this whole house. She's a house target. You just need to know, yes, you're up there. Let's just be clear, and everyone understands we don't get along and all that, but Felicia's the actual target. Izzy's not buying it. Izzy says, I hope you understand why I find that a little hard to believe given our past relationship and all that. He's like, yeah, I know, but I'm just telling you. She's not buying it. She's saying, yeah, I just can't go along with that right now. I think I've got to be the target. Followed up by a lot of Izzy just really kissing up to Cameron. God, it had to absolutely kill her to have to do that to Cameron. But a lot of talk about how much she respects his game, what an amazing speech he gave at the nomination ceremony, etc. They do turn the conversation eventually to Cirie. Both of them are agreeing that they love Cirie, and they're tight with her. And if I'm Izzy, I'm not necessarily wanting to hear that from Cameron. You certainly don't want to hear how great he thinks who you hope maybe is a backdoor would be. I don't know. With Izzy, she may not be hoping that, but. Anyway, they're both agreeing that they love Cirie so much. Izzy's actually suggesting that the three of them could maybe figure out a way to work together going forward. Yeah, you think Izzy and Cameron are going to be working together at any point in the future of this game? Yeah, and I talk about someone who's not buying it. I'm not buying that one, but she makes a mention. She's doing what she can to smooth things over. At one point, towards the end of it, Cameron says that Felicia, again, trying to make Izzy think that she's the target, says, Felicia's just a loose cannon. Well, for those of you who may not be aware, Felicia's last name is Cannon. So it seems like a perfect dad joke to me. Bump, 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 bump. There you go. So yeah, Felicia's a loose cannon. Again, he's trying to make them think that each other are the targets. I don't know why you're even doing that. It's not like they aren't going to play hard in the veto competition, but he's trying to do what he can to create as much confusion in the house, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. All right, we've got Cody, we've got Cody. We've got Corey and Cameron talking with each other. Corey comes in at the HOH room. He's kind of smiling. He tells Cameron, says, I got nothing. How can I add to that, Cameron? I got nothing. He does say that he's expressing some joy at the way it went, some admiration for how Cameron did this whole thing, put it together. I think Corey's enough of a fan. He recognizes how this is going to play with us as viewers, the season, everything else. So Corey's admiring. I think he's fine with the results as well. Corey's expressing some admiration. He's also saying, Cameron, I kind of appreciate that your diabolical plan didn't include me going on the block. So thank you. Corey's just, I think he's just in a little bit of shock at this point in time. So he's talking about that. Corey is telling Cameron that Cameron has Corey and America and Jared on his side, that they will certainly support him, do what they can. We'll see if that goes anywhere. All right, we've got Jag and Cameron talking. Now, remember, they had talked before the nomination, and Cameron just really giving Jag the ninth degree. So, I don't trust you. I don't like you. And I'm planning to put you up on the block, Jag. And Jag's just like, I know. And then he gives him this all olive branch. He used that term a couple times of saying, but I don't know that would benefit me. I don't know that benefits you. So if you can promise to keep me safe, if you can promise that you won't say a word about it, you're not going to see the block this week. And Jag, as he should, said, I'm not saying a word. I'm good. I'm absolutely good, Cameron. So now the two of them are meeting after the nomination has taken place. Cameron reminds Jag again that part of their agreement was that Jag wasn't going to say anything about what they'd agreed to earlier. And he says, if you do say anything, if a single word gets back to me, and he says, and everything gets back to me, there's no secrets in this house, which he's right. But if anything gets back to me that you told anyone, then come Monday, you may still find yourself on the block. And Jag said, no, I promise, there's nothing leaving my lips. And if I'm in Jag's position, I ain't saying a word at this point in time, regardless of whether I want to work with Cameron going forward or not. And that's what I thought was interesting. They talk about this. They have this very awkward relationship right now where he is giving Jag safety. Jag has promised him safety, but there really wasn't any mention about going forward. If I'm Jag, two lines of thought here. One, you can tell, everyone should be able to tell, Cameron wants to be in control. He doesn't want anyone giving him advice. He doesn't want anyone suggesting this or that. Cameron wants to be in charge. So there is something to be said for just shutting up, letting Cameron run with whatever he's got planned, and just hope that you're not in the line of fire. And I think that's what Jag to some degree is doing, because there's also the other train of thought that maybe while Cameron's talking about, hey, he's going to save you if you'll save him, that you try to follow that up a little bit by saying, that yes, this is for the next 2 weeks, but maybe beyond that, we can make something work as well, Cameron. But he hadn't done that yet. That may be better conversations for a little bit later down the road. But yeah, Jack saying, yeah, I'm not saying a word. We're good. I agreed to be silent. I just want to thank you for doing what you did, and I'm going to pay you back, Cameron. I'll protect you. I'm being absolutely serious when I said all of that. So yeah, they part one of the plan has worked so far. All right, we've got Izzy talking to Corey and saying that Felicia is really starting to hate on Cirie. But it's too early to break the group up. She realizes that Felicia, I don't know if she knows how much she's already getting thrown under the bus, but she recognizes that Felicia is just not feeling Cirie right now, but she's not ready to call it quits for that trio who has been so strong in this house so far. I'm telling you, after this week, I think Cameron's just going to sit back and let the fireworks and explosives continue to go, and we'll see if there's any relationship between Cirie and Felicia and Izzy by the time we get through this thing. All right, we've got Blue and Izzy talking a little bit. Blue is saying that she had no idea of Cameron's plan. I didn't know anything that was going on. And Izzy believes her. There's a lot of people who've compared notes right after this has happened, and everyone is telling the same story that, yeah, he's made it seem like it was Jag and Blue and never said anything else and said he wasn't going to give us any more information. I think everyone's understanding that they were all kept in the dark at this point. So Izzy saying, yeah, no, I'm sure you didn't know anything about it, Blue. But Blue is also saying that if she or Jared win veto, she's saying, of course, we're going to pull you off, Izzy, if that happens. Now, we don't know yet if Cameron wants the veto used or not, or say Jared was to win the veto, is he going to approach Cameron and say, you want me to use it or not use it? I think he almost has to, and we don't know which direction Cameron would want this to go. I kind of think that Cameron has a backdoor plan. I don't think it ends here. I think he's got more plans. He wants to continue to create chaos. So I think he has an extra plan involved. But at this point in time, Blue is saying, Jared or I win the veto, you're coming off, Izzy. You're good to go. Blue is also saying that she feels good with Izzy and Jared and Cirie, and that there is no way that she or Jared want to keep Cameron next week. Just keep that in mind, Izzy. We're ready to boot him as soon as we can get power back away from him. Blue is worried about Felicia being on the block. She's saying, look, Felicia's up there. Is she going to reveal the group of seven, the seven deadly sins, who Blue is a part of? She's saying, is she going to blow up that alliance in a way to protect herself? Well, first of all, I don't know that it matters at that point of that particular alliance. Cameron is already mad at everyone. So does it really matter? I don't know. But would she blow up that alliance if it meant saving herself? Yeah, probably so. Now, we did have one conversation, and I can't remember who it was now. Cameron's talking about, and it may be to America. I can't remember. Cameron says to someone at one point, says, I don't like anyone in the Legends 25. All of them can go do different little acts here and there, little biological acts. He's saying, all of them, the way they treated Red, no one cheered for me afterwards. There's no one in Legends 25 that I'm caring about right now. So yeah, he's already done with Legends 25. If he finds out about Seven Deadly Sins, yeah, he's probably done with them as well. I just don't think it matters at this point in time. But Blue is worried about what Felicia will do to save her own skin, her own neck. All right, we've got Izzy and America talking at this point. Izzy saying if she now think about this for a second as we get into this. Izzy saying if she wins veto, and Izzy is on the block, that she might not use it because she doesn't want Cirie on the block, and she already suspects that Cirie could be the backdoor options. So she's telling America, say, if I win it, maybe I won't use it. I'll just keep myself on the block because I don't want Cirie to go up there. That's loyalty. That's also a horribly bad idea, Izzy. But hey, yeah, it's crazy. That's Marcella's level crazy there. But yeah, she said I may not use it, and she talks about that a few more times going forward. Izzy is now complaining to America, saying, people have treated you so bad, America. It's really been horrible the way you people have handled you in the house. But I got your back. I've got your back, America. You don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm on your side. I'm good with you. Izzy obviously fishing a little bit for votes in case she needs it going forward. So she may be willing to throw her game away for Cirie, but at the same time, if she's going to stay on the block, she wants to make sure she has the votes to survive also. All right, we've got America and Jag celebrating in the scary room. They're both rather happy that that Cameron went through with this diabolical plan, as Corey mentioned. They're saying, though, that they need to work together going forward. They realize that they are in a very precarious position right now. They need to work together going forward. But, and I think it's Jag who says, we got to be very careful about what we say, though, because, right now he's under this gag order from Cameron already. So he's saying, we got to be careful. We got to be very sneaky if we're going to make this work. But they are going to try to continue to work together. Both of them agreeing. They refer to the other side, and the other side being Izzy and Felicia and Cirie and Mecole. So yeah, I'm not sure that Jag is real big on the Seven Deadly Sins alliance right now either. All right, we've got Izzy telling Cirie the same conversation she kind of had with America. She's saying, Cirie, I think you could be the back door if the veto's used, so I might not use the veto if I win it. And Cirie immediately telling her what a horrible idea that is, right? No, she doesn't do that. Cirie instead just says, oh, well, if you do that, just know that we've got the votes to save you, Izzy. If you stay on the block, you're not going anywhere. Felicia's going out the door, so thank you. But yeah, well, we got you back. So Cirie's not going to turn down a gift like that coming from Izzy if it is to happen. All right, we've got Jared and Matt talking. Matt is saying that he is 100% positive, 100% positive that Cameron's going to backdoor Cirie. So yeah, and I'm not sure exactly where Jared picked up on that just yet because Cameron didn't really say that, but Jared knows because being a strategic player he is. So yeah, he's told Matt, he said Cirie's going on the block as a backdoor if the veto gets used. We'll find out if Jared's got a read on this game or not. All right, we got Felicia talking to a Blue. She's saying, look, I'm not ready to go home yet. I enjoy playing this game. Next week, I'm still planning to be there, and I'm going to do to Cameron the same thing I did to Hisam. We'll see. We'll see if that works out or not. I will say this, if she does stick around, well, regardless whoever sticks around, I don't think the folks that want Cameron out are going to consider putting him up on the block as the initial nom. They're all going to be looking for a backdoor going forward, right? But yeah, Felicia's saying, yeah, if I'm still around next week, I'm going to Hisam Cameron as quick as I can. She does say, though, that if it is her time to go, that she'd rather do so right now than spend the next 60 days in the jury house. That she's got a little realism in her as well, and she does not want to spend the next 60 days not playing the game, but also still in seclusion. So if she needs to go, she's ready to go right now. All right, we've got Izzy and Corey talking. Corey's telling Izzy that not using the veto on herself if she wins veto is a really bad move. And Izzy seems to agree. I think that was maybe a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction. Her loyalty speaking up a little bit. She's seeming to maybe back off that a little bit, saying, yeah, maybe so. But she's also saying that doing something like that, not using the veto, would be showing Cameron a real power move in the big game of Big Brother. Yeah, power move as you're walking out the door potentially. But she does mention that there's talk about who Izzy should pick for veto today if she gets house guest choice. Jared is good at certain types of competition and who she could depend on. There's talk about Jag, but then there's conversations about would Jag pull you off if he won the veto? So they're bouncing around different ideas about how they need to handle the veto competition today. Corey is saying one thing that, as much as he told Cameron he admired his move and all that, he's telling Felicia, saying, he kind of screwed up by putting Felicia up on the block. If you are truly his target, is he? If he wants you to go home, why would he put someone up that theoretically does have a lot of the house upset with her? That doesn't necessarily make sense. And I agree with that. That makes me a little bit more suspicious that Izzy, as much as they don't get along, that Izzy may not actually be his target, that there may be a backdoor plan instead, because it does seem a little too easy just to put Felicia up there. If she goes home, then you've got Izzy and Cirie both still, and Jared both, all three feeling like they still are very much in power. So is that a screw up on Cameron's part that he didn't understand that relationship of those four enough, and the fact that there was already some division between Felicia, or does he have another plan in place? Well, he's already said that he knows that Felicia's kind of the house target, so I think he's aware of that, which makes me think that he's got something else planned going forward. We may not know till Monday, but that is my opinion. All right, we've got Izzy and Cirie and Jared and Felicia talking in the have not room. Jared is saying that Matt and Jag, they're going to protect the 7 deadly sins at any cost. That's who they're lined up with, and that's who they're going to go with. Well, we just got through hearing Jag talking about the other side, so I don't know if that's still the case or not, especially if Jag thinks that there may be some kind of opportunity to do something with Cameron. But Jared's thinking those two will be loyal to the group. He's also saying that Cameron at this point is completely alone. He's too dangerous for anyone to play with. Cirie saying, I don't think anyone wants to attach themselves to Cameron right now. Well, when you're trying to save your rear end, it's amazing what people will do. And so, and someone mentions, I think it may be Cirie, saying a lot of these people are going to go wherever the power is. Cameron's got power right now. The assumption is after he loses the power, then they're going to stick. They're not going to then go to Cameron at that point in time. Cameron may still be able to consolidate some power while he's over there, as we see what happens as people throw themselves under the bus. That's the fear, I think, at this point in time. Jared is saying that Cameron's power is done, though, unless someone wins veto, and even if someone wins veto, it's done on Monday, and then he stops becoming a threat to anyone, so then they can act at that point in time. Jared does say he's worried about Bowie Jane a little bit, but he's also thinking that America and Corey are playing the middle. They don't want to win competition, so he's not as worried about America and Corey, because he doesn't think they're going to try hard on the comps. He's a little bit more worried about Bowie Jane and what she does going forward, thinking that she may be one of the few that might work with Cameron going forward. All right, we've got America and Cameron talking. This is a little interesting conversation. America is talking about mentioning to Cameron as they first start off. First of all, America just doesn't really know what to say to Cameron because they've had a rough relationship. And so she's just like a little awkward while she's in there. But she mentions at one point that Felicia was getting thrown under the bus before Cameron even won the HOH. So it's not just because he won that was happening even beforehand. And Cameron just kind of sitting back on the couch going, yeah, I know. He's just letting her talk away. Cameron is saying that he might be doing something really incredible and off the wall going forward. Again, more indication that maybe there's some kind of weird backdoor plan, because he's talking about that a little bit. America, as I said, she's just not really sure what to say. She's kind of doing a little flirting with him at some points, but the conversation itself is a little stilted. A lot of Cameron just telling America that she's good, that she's not really his target. America saying, I couldn't trust you, that people kept telling me things I'd told you. And he's saying, well, why'd you believe them? Why'd you believe, why? So you thought that they were telling you the truth? And she's saying, well, how else would they have heard that from you? And he's saying, no, and he's just very quiet, just kind of sitting back and letting her go on and on, trying to carry on the conversation. It was just an awkward conversation. At the end, they kind of say, okay, well, America said, okay, I guess I'm good. And Cameron says, yeah, I guess you are. I'm going to go to the bathroom. And it's kind of weird, but we'll see. All right, we've got Izzy. Izzy's stressed out. I mean, she actually handled the initial nomination much better than I thought she would. Much better, I think a lot of people thought she would. But it's caught up to her. She's actually in the have-not room. She's crying a little bit for a while. Then she's talking to Cirie. We're going to have more crying a little bit later. But she's saying that Felicia is telling people that Felicia's fine if she goes home at this point in time. Cirie saying, fine. Let her say that. Let her tell everyone she's fine going home. That's fine with me. Izzy is saying that Felicia thinks that the whole house was in on this plan of Cameron's to get her on the block and get her out the door. So we're hearing a little paranoia maybe being generated from Felicia's side as well, if that's true. But Cirie is, or Izzy's also saying that she thinks that Jag and America and Corey and Matt are all going to go with Cameron. That this kind of creates this opportunity. That's a little different from what Jared was saying earlier, that, once the power's gone, that he loses everything and no one's going to want to go with him. I actually think Izzy may have a point here. I think that these people who probably recognize they're kind of on the bottom as compared to everyone else on this side of the house, they could go with Cameron to make something happen. Will they? I don't know. There's still no love lost between Jag and Cameron. And Jag may say, as soon as I can get out from under this promise I made, Cameron's done. But they may also see an opportunity to take out some strong players in Cirie and Jared and such as well. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting week. All right, we've got Izzy really hoping that Felicia talks to Cameron again later in the evening, because she said if she does so, it's going to be a mess. Cameron's not happy with her. He's already called her out. Let Felicia go in there and think she's going to smooth things over, because it's just going to make it worse. All right, Izzy's also saying that Cameron can win every competition left, and he's still not going to win the game. Now, if I'm Cameron, I don't want a bitter jury or bitter Izzy on that jury, right? I don't think he's planning to get Izzy out this week as his primary target, but getting her out before she has a chance to get to jury would have to be on Cameron's checklist as well, I would think, because I don't know. Would Izzy be a bitter juror, or would she respect the game enough to give it to whoever she thinks played the best game? Depends. Or if Cirie's out there, she'll just she'll give it to Cirie no matter who else is up there with her. But Cameron's got to be a little bit worried about some of these people, and are they going to be bitter if he makes it to the end and makes it to final two? How's his jury management going to work? All right. We do have, again, Izzy telling Cirie that she wants the noms to stay the same. Cirie is telling Izzy, saying, look, if somehow we ended up on the block together, I will never campaign against you, Izzy. Your family. At one point, she calls her Isabel. I think Isabel. And Izzy says, no one except my family calls me Isabel. And Cirie knows what she's doing. She said, well, you're family. We're all family here. She says, I'm so happy I met you. I can't say that for everyone else in the house, but you and me, regardless of what happens in the game, we're together from this point on. You're family, and that's just the way it is. So they're having their bonding moment, so to speak, as though they weren't already bonded very well together, but very much a bonding moment at this point in time. Cirie's saying, telling Izzy that Felicia really cooked her own goose. It's her fault that she's up on the block right now. Izzy is happy. She's saying the silver lining, at least I got nominated as opposed to getting backdoored. That she really, and she had told people this before, please just don't backdoor me. Give me a chance to compete. Let me do that. Well, she got her wish. She's going to get her chance to compete and win veto, and she dang sure better use it if she wins it. But yeah, she's happy she didn't get backdoored. Cirie is saying that this whole thing was Cameron's life purpose. This is why Cameron's still in the house, so he can make this huge move that everyone's going to talk about. Well, I don't think she's giving Cameron enough credit. I think Cameron is recognizing that he needed to do something like this if he wanted to try to survive this game. So yeah, he wanted a big move, but I think he also recognized that he was very much on the bottom of the pecking order as far as this totem pole goes. All right. Izzy saying that she wants to stay and fight for Cirie and Jared. Cirie saying that Cirie saying that if she was to go, that she really wants Izzy to make sure to continue to work with Jared, that they watch out for each other, do it on a down low, but y'all have to stick together. That she wants Izzy to work with America and Corey as well, that she trusts them. So they're basically making sure that each other knows that how well they want to do if either one of them disappears at this point in time or leaves the house. We've got more Izzy crying, more of Cirie consoling her, talking about family and all of that. So they spend a lot of time just letting a lot of stress out. All right, we've got Jared and Bowie and Matt talking. Jared's saying he's a Lone Ranger in this game right now, that he wasn't on the inside of the flip to get out red. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you're kind of downplaying your involvement, Jared, but that's what he's telling Bowie and Matt. He didn't have anything to do with it. He just found out about it later. But he's saying that he could maybe ride with them, though. And he's talking about Izzy and Cirie and Felicia, that he would probably be more down to ride with them than he would to do so with Cameron. So he's letting them know that he wasn't involved with it, but he may not still be real on board with Cameron just yet. Feel like you got to be a little careful saying this in front of Bowie Jane, because again, we'll see where her loyalties end up with. But he's mentioning that Bowie Jane though is agreeing. Everything he says, Bowie Jane's saying, yeah. Not throwing a lot of opinions of her own in the thing as she tends not to do, but just kind of agreeing with everything Jared says. All right, we've got, amongst all this chaos, we have a final two that forms. Yes, late in the evening, we have Matt and Jag who have formed a final two. Remember, these two guys have been getting up every night, eating quesadillas and midnight snacks and all that. Well, they finally decided to make it official. They're going to be the final two. They've decided that their alliance name is going to be the Minutemen. Now, I thought Kyle claimed that title last year, but I guess it's still up for grabs. So they're going to be the Minutemen. I don't think this alliance is going to last long at all, but yeah, so now we got another final two between the two guys. Maybe that means they'll be watching out for each other, if nothing more than that. So welcome to the Minutemen to the Big Brother 25 house. All right, finally we've got America and Corey sharing a bed. They're actually talking some game. Now, there's certainly some flirtation that is going on as well, but they're talking a little game as they rehash the day, everything that happened. Nothing hugely significant. Corey does mention that he does not trust Jag, that he does hope that America will use her influence to help save Corey if Jag was to win HOH going forward, because he just doesn't have any faith that Jag would watch out for him. He's also saying that he doesn't trust Matt either. Well, he just got through saying he doesn't trust the two guys who've just formed a final two. So we know who Corey's a little less comfortable with. He is thinking that Jag and Blue, if either one of them was to win HOH next week, that they're two of the people that have very well could target Cameron. Well, maybe not so much Jag. I do not think Jag is going to break his promise to Cameron. I think we'll see, but I think he'll at least honor it for 1 week. Give Cameron safety. I think he'll feel like he's got other targets in the house, and that could include Corey. But yeah, so Corey's thinking Jag and Blue are going to go after Cameron. Eventually, all of that little game talk. At one point, America says, "All right, enough with the game talk," and then it leads to a little more flirting and romancing. And at one point, they hold hands with their feet, is how America described it, and then talk about how soft their feet are. So yeah, there's a little flirting going on, but eventually. With all that, America does move back to her own bed, calls it a night. Remember, they got a veto competition going on. They can't be fooling around. They got to be ready and get a good night's rest and all that. And so with that, lights out about 1:30 or so. People up a little bit here and there, but no game talk whatsoever. Lights out at 1:30. We've got the veto competition today. The veto selection this morning could be huge. Find out who's going to be competing in this thing. Then the veto competition. I don't know who wants to win it, who maybe doesn't want to win it. We don't know what Cameron wants to have done with this veto. There's a lot of uncertainty right now, which is going to make for a fantastic Saturday. The feeds, when they come back this evening, who knows what the discussions are going to be. I'm looking forward to it. So with that, guys, y'all have a fantastic Saturday. Go Aggies. Gig of Aggies, ready for them, their game tonight. But I'll be watching live feeds on one channel. I'll be watching a little football on the other channel. I'll be back tomorrow morning to give y'all update on everything that happened. It's going to be a great night. Guys, enjoy your Saturday. Until tomorrow morning, SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.